Hello everyone, welcome back to the Will the Reaper channel. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking how good the lives of each Clash Royale card is. Would you want the life that they have or would you not? So that's what I'm going to be ranking today, from life of luxury, to a nice life, to a decent life, to just a garbage life where you don't want to be a part of that. I haven't really looked into the lore of each card because some of the lore is actually pretty inconsistent. So thanks Supercell. Even still, like, I'm just gonna be going off of what I believe each card is in Clash Royale. So if I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments, but I just want this to be a nice laid-back video. So first off is Skeletons. Skeletons kind of just do their own thing. They could work for the king, or they could just sit around the witch. They honestly, I don't exactly know the lives of skeletons. I know that they can pretty much do like anything, like any task or whatever, but they're always with their friends. You know, they might be shrimpy, you know, scrawny, and stuff like that, but they're always with their friends. I think that'd be a decent life, you know. Actually nice, because they enjoy what they do, you know, and that's the important thing. Up next, Bomber. I feel like the bomber is like kind of like a higher tier version of a skeleton. He seems intelligent. So yeah, that would also be a nice life. Nothing too bad. Goblins. So goblins and spear goblins. Now, goblins are obviously ostracized from the kingdom and stuff, right? Nobody likes goblins. They're conniving, they're vicious, they're mean. But they have each other, right? They have their own little like realm, right? The goblin world or whatever. And they all seem to be very happy. They all get to love each other a lot. But yeah, a life of plundering I wouldn't really want, but if I'm with my friends, that's all that matters. I'd say it's a decent life. Zap spells garbage. You're in a bottle all day. That's it. The knight gets a life of luxury. Knight, I feel like he gets to sleep in his own quarters. He probably gets nice food served to him, right? He's got that stash. He's got the charm. That's a cool life. That's a life of luxury. Archers get probably the nice life. You know, they're probably well respected like the knight, but I feel like not as much. Also, they probably have to go outside and do archery constantly. And I don't know about you, I'm not a huge outdoorsy guy. So having to do that every single day, wake up, go to the range and just start shooting arrows, I wouldn't really want that. I'd rather wield a sword in a little gym and just start, you know. So I'd say it's a nice life for the archers. Minions probably have a garbage life. um, I mean, look, they look pissed off. They do not look happy. Look at these guys right here. I mean, they're literally made out of dark elixir, which is like tainted elixir. They just have hatred in their souls, and they're in real life they'd be disgusting looking. I would not want that life. Arrow spells, cannon, Tesla, mortar. I mean, they don't really have lives, but they would kind of just sit around. No one would want that. Barbarians, barbarians, I'd say probably have a nice life. Um, they train. They all they do is probably just eat, train, and be stupid all day. And you know what? It's a simplistic life. And you get to be with your four other friends. I would want that life. That's a cool life. That's a nice life. Minion horde. Uh, I'll put it as decent because yes, minions have 3 people, but with a horde you have 6 people. So I'd rather have 5 friends with me than 2 friends. Um, so I'd say because of that, it would be a decent life, chilling with 5 other people. That I assume would be like my friends. You know, you grew up with these people; they're like your brothers. You know, it would be a decent life. Um, Tombstone, you just sit there and spawn skeletons all day. No one wants that. Musketeer probably gets a little bit more than the archers. Um, Still nice life. I wouldn't say life of luxury. But probably a nice life. You know, gets some nice food and stuff. Gets their own quarters. But it's probably isn't as worshipped as the knight or anything. Valkyrie, it's basically the female version of a barbarian. She is on her own. Um, Actually, I'd say decent life. She's on her own. She doesn't have a buddy like the archers or the barbarians. But I feel like because she's a Valkyrie and she kind of has like that barbaric side, the king probably doesn't like her as much as like the archers or musketeer. So she's probably gonna get a decent life because you're on your own and all you do is train all day. So Hog Rider, realistically, Hog Rider's always happy, right? He's always happy. He seems joyful. And he loves his hog and he gets to ride a hog everywhere he goes. And you know what? I'd say that's pretty nice. You know, I'm scared of pigs. I wouldn't want to be riding a hog all day. But if I get to ride an animal that I love for like the rest of my life and I get to wield a huge hammer, I'd say that's pretty nice. You know, I don't think the hog rider um probably like eats the best food or anything. Um but you know, he's always on top of the hog and stuff, and he probably has to eat whatever the hog needs to eat. Um but I mean, hey, he gets to wander around everywhere on his favorite animal. That's pretty cool. Mini Pekka, I don't know. I mean, Mini Pekka is just like a suit of armor that loves pancakes. You know, it would be a decent life. I mean, you're a possessed suit of armor that likes pancakes, which is cool, but I wouldn't really want that. You know, is that my only purpose to just follow my mom around? You know, my Pekka and eat pancakes. I don't know. Fireball, bomb tower. I mean, it's nothing. Goblin hut, same thing. Um, giant, giant. I feel like would have a decent life because if you think about it, right, he's probably well respected within the kingdom, right? People are probably scared of him, and he probably gets a lot of power or something like that, right? Um, and because they're scared of him that he might crush them or whatever, they probably give him whatever he wants, right? He's probably very well respected. But at the same time, right? You can't even really fit through those kingdom doors because of how gigantic you are. So, because of the height struggle 24/7, I probably wouldn't want that, but I'm still respected within the kingdom. It would be a decent life for me. Um, Wizard. Wizard probably gets a nice life. You know, he probably gets his own little laboratory that he can conjure spells and make new spells. He probably just enjoys his life. He's a stud. I wouldn't say it's super luxurious. He's probably only kept inside his laboratory, but nice life. Inferno Tower, Rocket, Elixir Collector, Barb Hut, Mirror, Rage Spell, Skeleton Army. Okay. I'd be with 13 of my good friends. But here's the problem. You'd have to share everything. Everywhere you go, all 13 people follow you. Um, and if you all love them to death, that's great. But realistically, like, I'm probably not gonna like all of them. You know, probably Barry and Harry. You know, are pretty weird. But Larry and Shari and Jerry and all those people are awesome. But yeah, having like 12, 13 other people with you, follow you everywhere, it probably gets tiring after a while. God Barrel. Baby Dragon. I mean, Baby Dragon seems like they could just fly around everywhere. I always feel like it'd be cool to fly. Um, but I don't know. Maybe the Baby Dragon's respected. It's probably tamed actually. Yeah, it's probably a nice life. I'm sure like the king tamed the dragon and probably feeds it like whatever the baby dragon wants. It'd be a nice life. I would say life of luxury because you're still a dragon and yeah, and you're a baby dragon as well. So freeze spell, which probably actually, which I feel like because she does necromancy, I feel like people might be scared of her. She probably gets her own little like hut or laboratory like the wizard, but she's probably just like by herself. Well, she has her children actually. She has her children everywhere she goes. It'd be a nice life. Prince, life of luxury. I mean, it's a prince. Self-explanatory. Balloon, you get to fly around a balloon all day, which is cool, but that's your only form of travel. And you also have like explosives with you everywhere. I'd be pretty scared if I was the balloon. But I'd still think it's cool to be in a hot air balloon 24/7. That's a decent life. Giant skeleton, honestly, garbage life, man. Like, not only are you a giant, and people are probably scared of you because you're just a scarier version of the giant, You also have to carry a huge bomb with you everywhere you go. That would be horrendous. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Lightning, Expo, Garbage Lives. Uh, Pekka, it's probably the same thing as Mini Pekka. I mean, you're just a possessed suit of armor. I don't even think you can eat or do anything, but you have your son with you, so that's nice. Golem, Golem probably has a decent life. I mean, he seems content with where he is. He's just a huge rock guy. Um, so I'd love the fact I'm just made out of rocks and like I'm basically indestructible. But at the same time, like you move very slow. You're not gonna be able to do much. And people are also probably scared of you like the giant skeleton. But unlike the giant skeleton, you don't have anything to carry with you. You can just do whatever you want. Um, that's probably a decent life. Royal giant, yeah, I mean that's a life of luxury. You're royalty. You are literally royalty. It might be difficult having to, you know, keep watch of if you step on people and they die, but you probably get your own quarters. They probably made it like a huge mansion for you to live in. Yeah, I'd love that. You know, the cannon might be big, but I'm strong. I'm a giant. I'd want that life. That's a life of luxury. Three Musketeers. It's a nice life. You know, it's actually even better. It's probably one of the better ones, because you're a musketeer, but you get two friends with you. So, you know, I wouldn't mind that. That'd be good. Dark Prince probably gets like a decent life. He still probably gets treated like royalty, but because he's so dark and mysterious, people probably think he's like an oddball. So I probably wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want people think I'm an oddball. Plus, my brother is so looked up to, you know, the prince, like, and I'm just getting all this shade for no reason. You know, it's I don't know. I'd say it's a decent life. He probably just spites his brother like all day. Like I wouldn't want that life. Poison, no. Princess royalty, you're a princess. Pretty self-explanatory. Ice wizard, same thing as a regular wizard, except actually he probably has a thing where he can't be out in the sun for too long, or else he starts like taking damage and like melting. So because that gets a decent life, I wouldn't say it's garbage because he still probably gets his own laboratory. They probably keep the temperature down for him, but so he probably can't really leave his place. You know, he can't leave his quarters. Fire spirit, I mean, you just exist, and then if you touch anything, you explode. No one wants that. Furnace, I don't know. Furnace probably has a decent life. I mean, it's just a similar to the Pekka mini Pekka. It's just tin. You're just a suit of armor, but you can make children, which is cool. You can make fire spirits that die. Um, actually, no, that's a pretty bad life. Think about it. You make children, and if they touch anything, like literally anything, they accidentally walk past a giant and touch them, they die, and you have to spend the entire life, your entire life, making children and then watching them die immediately. That must be so sad. That's a garbage life, man. I wouldn't want that. Guards, guards probably get a life of luxury. You know, they're as simplistic as skeletons. You know, they just seem content with whatever they're doing. They're with their two best friends, but I mean, they get a higher status. It's probably a life of luxury. Think about it. You get to do whatever you want. You don't even have to do your job well, but you get to wear a cool helmet and a shield, and you get to probably get treated better with your own quarters and stuff like that. That's a life of luxury. Miner, Miner has a decent life. I mean, he devotes himself similarly to the mighty miner. He devotes himself to like mining all day, which that's what he loves to do. He loves his job, but at the same time, he probably comes home all dirty every day and stuff. At least he gets to see the outside world, which is nice. So I'd say, actually, I'd say it's nice. Think about it. Even though you get dirty, you get to do what you love like your entire life. Like that'd be me making videos or playing video games like every single day, and that's my job. I'd like that. That's a nice life. Sparky, I mean, yeah, you're kind of just a tin can. Lava Hound, Lava Hound would be pretty bad. Think like you have like 7 children inside of you, and you have to carry that around with you everywhere, and you can't release them until you die. That's pretty bad. You don't even get to see your children when you birth them because you're dead. That's pretty bad. Ice Spirit, same thing. I mean, he seems content. But again, he can't touch anything or else you die. Plus, if it's like sunny outside, you're just gonna die. So just gonna melt away Bowler. I'd say you get a decent life. Probably better than the other goblins because the bowler is a goblin, but he gets to bowl, and I love bowling. Who doesn't want that? He's probably more respected among the other goblins, but he's still a goblin. You know, he can't he can't really do much if you're a goblin. You're a log. It's just a garbage life. Lumberjack, lumberjack, you're just an alcoholic. Think about it, you are literally a raging alcoholic because you drop a rage spell when you die. You're a raging alcoholic that cuts down trees. I don't know. He seems happy, but it's a decent life. You probably just drink yourself to sleep every night. But hey, if you can find the courage to live the next day and go chop down some trees, albeit it's like the miner, you get to do what you love, just chop down trees every day. Snow Golem probably has a bad life. Actually, maybe decent. Maybe decent. They probably keep him in quarters that are cool and everything. But similarly to the Ice Wizard and Ice Spirit, he can't really go outside or else he starts melting. But yeah, it's just a snow version of a golem. So it's a worse version of a golem, except he's not as big, right? So, and I don't think people are intimidated by him. So it'd be a decent life. I don't know. Just stay out of the sun. Mega Minion. Mega Minion's cool. Mega Minion probably has a somewhat nice, actually, no, decent life. Think about it. You carry around a really heavy suit of armor everywhere while you have to fly, right? And it all depends on if you're domesticated by the king or not. He's probably not. The minions probably come from like the underworld, and he might be more respected. He's probably the top dog of all the minions, but at the same time, um, you have to carry around that big suit of armor everywhere. Actually, the top dog of the minions is that one dude in Clash of Clans, like the Minion Prince or whatever. The Mega, not Mega Minion. That's the Mega Minion. Some like Minion Prince, but yeah, decent life. You get respected and you get to wear an armor suit of armor. It's probably exhausting. Inferno Dragon. I mean, Baby Dragon's probably domesticated. Inferno Dragon is definitely domesticated. I mean, you're older, so you're not like a mindless baby. So you know how life is. And you get a suit of armor, meaning that they definitely make accommodations for you. Probably get your own space. The king probably treats you like your pet, like you're his pet. Um, and it's probably amazing. You probably get whatever food you want. And you could probably threaten to throw like a temper tantrum and shoot him, and you could just do whatever you want. People love you, but they're also probably scared of you at the same time. Like life of luxury, man. Graveyard spell, no. Only barbarians. Only barbarians probably get a life of luxury. I mean, they have the elite status, kind of like how the royal giant gets his status. And imagine you, right, getting to wear a cool suit helmet every day, and you get to live with your best friend, right? Whoever that is, right? We all have that little bromance. We all have that one friend that we just absolutely love. And imagine if you had to live with him the rest of your life. And you get to eat like the best food. You're respected among all the other barbarians, right? Like that's cool. That's cool. Just make sure you find a wife or something like that. Life of luxury. Tornado spell, clone spell. Yeah, they're both not great. Electro Wizard probably gets a decent life. Similarly to the Ice Wizard, he probably can't go places that much without hurting people, or hurting himself, right? So if he touches like not a telephone pole, but if he touches something like a light and then it just goes out, everyone's probably pissed off at him. He probably does that all the time. But he could be like a cool electrician. You know, definitely has his own laboratory, but still, he always looks like he's in pain, right? I mean, look at that. He looks like he's in severe pain right now. Nobody wants that. Goblin Gang. Goblin Gang. I mean, they just look like they're having a great time, right? Me, you know, I dare say nice life, actually. Because they all look like they absolutely love each other, right? You get, like, 5 of your other friends with you. But even though you're still a goblin, you guys don't care. You're just having a good time. You guys literally do disco parties together. That's a pretty nice life. You know, goblin or not, like, you just enjoy your time with your friends. Dark Goblin, probably a decent life. I mean, you have to wear a mask all day and hold a hold a didgeridoo type of thing that shoots out darts. I don't know. You're still a goblin though, so you get a decent life. I mean, if you're talking about like the battering ram itself, you're just a battering ram. That's it. Executioner honestly probably has a decent life. Because think about it, executioners do have a somewhat decent life. Depending on what kingdom you're from, you could either be heavily respected and get treated like royalty, or you get like thrown into a dungeon, and if you don't do your job, you die. There's actually a video I watched on that, why it would suck to be an execution in the Roman Empire. Um, but I mean, I assume that this king, right, the blue and red kings, are very nice to their subjects, right? So you probably get some luxury, right? Some perks, some benefits, but you're still killing people. Like, what kind of? Unless you're a psychopath and you enjoy killing people and watching them die, I wouldn't want to do that. Bats, I don't know. I mean, you're just a bat. You're an animal. Um, Probably a simplistic life. You hide in a cave all day. I don't know, you sleep upside down. Bats seem happy though. Heel Spirit, Heel Spirit might be a decent life because he just looks so silly and jolly. And if he touches something, right, you know you're gonna die, but like at least you have the nobility of knowing that you could sacrifice yourself to save others. And that'd be a cool way to go out. Bandit, Bandit is probably ostracized. I mean, all Bandit does is just steal from people, right? I mean, that's all you do. You hide out in jungles and in woods and you steal from people. Now, if you're successful, it's probably a good life, but realistically, like your only source of income is from the downfall of others, you know? So, oh well. Night Witch. Night Witch probably has a decent life. She probably just lives in a cave with her bats, but she loves her bats, So I don't see why there ain't be anything wrong with that. I would love to be around like a bunch of dogs, right? Summon a bunch of baby golden retrievers, but at the same time, I'm a people person. I need interaction to live, so I wouldn't want that secluded life. It's decent. Skeleton barrel, you're just nothing. Flying machine, you're just a machine. Cannon cart, you're just a machine. Mega Knight, okay, so I'd be gay. I mean, whatever. I don't swing that way. But jokes aside, you have to carry around a massive suit of armor. I'd say it's a nice life, but not luxurious, because you have to carry around a massive suit of armor, literally everywhere. Like those ball with spikes, those maces at the end of your hands are probably like 50 pounds each. It's probably horrible. You were probably built like a beast though, right? And everyone is scared of you. You probably have one of, if not the most luxurious lives in the kingdom because they just give you literally whatever you want, or you could threaten killing everybody. But at the same time, you have that huge suit of armor, and no one likes you. So yeah, but unlike the Dark Prince, you're not spiting anybody. You're just existing. So yeah, you probably don't hate anybody. You're probably just like, oh yeah, I'm the shit, which makes it a nice life. Cause like whatever, I don't care. I can get whatever I want. Zappies, you're just a machine. Barbarian barrel, that would be bad. Even if you compared yourself as a barbarian in the barrel, you're just rolling for eternity. That's not cool. Hunter probably has a nice life. He probably goes outside, every so often in the nice woods and kills a few deer or something. So it'd be a nice life. Probably not luxurious, but also not like horrible. Just trim my eyebrows in the stash so I could actually see and look cool. But yeah, I got a huge shotgun. Royal Ghost. I mean, you're technically just like not an avengeful. You're probably just a revengeful soul, or a soul that's just so filled with hate and revenge that you come back from the dead to haunt people. Um, Maybe it's decent. I don't know. Actually, no. You're stuck as a ghost all your eternity. Actually, no. It might be fun scaring people. That's it. You're royalty, so I don't know if you get whatever you want. You probably can't eat anything because you can't really touch anything. The only thing you do is just throw your sword at people. But scaring the crap out of everybody, that'd be a decent life. Still, after talking to people for 2 seconds, you just go back to a ghost and that's it. Magic Archer probably has a nice life. they're probably well respected, maybe a bit more respected than archers. I don't know, but realistically, they probably live in the woods, and I wouldn't want that. So yeah, rascals. I mean, rascals are kind of like bandits, but you have two friends with you. So yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Um, Decent life, I guess. Royal recruits. I mean, the recruits, they're royalty. They get the life of luxury. But unlike the royal ghost, they could actually like talk to people and like touch whatever they want without disappearing. And yeah, I mean, you get six other people. You have to carry around the sword and the spear all day. Nah, actually, nice life. Cause think about it, you have to carry around a sword and a spear all day, and the only thing you can breathe out of is your nose hole. And I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be doing that every single day. The prince at least gets to ride a pony and have a nice, like, unique javelin, or spear or whatever. Um, so plus his armor looks comfortable. Theirs doesn't. Think about it, you have to wear like a bucket on your head every day. I'd say nice life though. Hogs, I mean, you just get to be an armored swine all day. That probably just eats and just attacks things. And you get three friends with you. I don't like the fact I'd be a swine, because who wants to be a pig? But if I had to be a pig, that's a pretty nice life for a pig. I'd want that life. I'm not gonna lie. If I could be a armored swine eating whatever I want, yeah. But still, I wouldn't be totally on board with just being a swine all day. At least a dragon's cool. Goblin Giant, you have to carry around two buddies of yours everywhere. They probably treat you like a god. Um, but you are just a giant. So you probably, I don't know, you probably accidentally kill one of your friends. Um, you probably are respected, but again, you are a goblin. So, mm, I don't know. I'd say it's a decent life. Electro Dragon, you're probably like the Electro Wizard's like pet. Um, he seems pretty content with his life. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool to be like an electrical dragon that's a pet that can like protect someone. You probably get fed well too by your owner. Ram Rider. Let's see, is that a nice life? Probably, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna put it next to the Hog Rider because they basically do like the same function. They both ride things, right? So Hog Rider rides the hog everywhere. Ram Rider rides the ram everywhere. I mean, they're two peas in a pod. I'm not being racist, guys. I'm just saying that like they both have an animal that they love and can just like mount for the rest of their life. They probably go everywhere like super fast. So I'm putting them together, and they probably both get a nice life. Wall breakers. You have to carry around a super heavy barrel everywhere. I don't know if I'd want that. And then if the barrel explodes, you die. That's that's not a good life. Diddy Cage is just like the worst life. Think about it. You are literally just in prison the entire time. Maybe you can intimidate people. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. You're just in prison all day. I wouldn't want that. Fisherman. Fisherman seems like he enjoys his life. He gets to fish. Because he's a fisherman. But it's nothing luxurious. Fishing's cool, but yeah, nice life. Elixir Golem, I mean, I feel like you're just a blob of jelly that can do and eat whatever he wants. So that's cool, but you're also a disgusting thing. You're a disgusting blob. And I don't think anybody really likes you. But the fact you could just basically do whatever you want and people are terrified of you, that's a decent life. Battle Healer, you're probably like the medic. You probably train and stuff, but you're also a medic. You probably get some good benefits. You're probably going to be at like the top of the nice list. Nice life. Merry Christmas. She's on the nice list. Nice life. Yeah. Firecracker, although I absolutely hate you, you probably have a nice life. You're probably like next to the archers and musketeer. Same thing. Probably get your own quarters, but you're not treated like royalty. Royal delivery. Well, the delivery is royal in itself, but you're realistically just trapped in a box, tied to a rope. Um, and then you just get thrown into oblivion. That would hurt. Skeleton dragons. You get to be with your buddy, and you're a dragon, which is cool. But I don't know. You can't really eat anything. Well, minus the voice crack. You can't really eat anything, but you can fly, which is nice. Probably get a decent life. Electro Spirit, you're probably Electro Wizard's like baby pet. Um, but again, you touch something, you die, so it's just not a good life. Electro Giant, you're just a worse version of a giant. Think about it, like you look cool, but you can't high five anybody without killing them. So decent life. Mother Witch, decent life. I mean, you're an elderly hag that turns people into hogs. You're probably an evil person, actually, but you seem like you're content hurting people, so you get a decent life. Goblin Drill, you're just a drill. Golden Knight goes up there with Life of Luxury. I mean, come on. Same thing with Archer Queen. Now, Skeleton King, you're a fallen king, basically. Now you still get your subjects, or you still get your royal subjects, but you don't get to taste anything like food. You don't get like any of those benefits. People are probably scared of you. They probably heard stories about the king that died and now haunts everybody. So you're a force to be reckoned with, but realistically, you're not living a life of luxury. You might be a king, but you're still you still don't get to experience like food or any of that stuff. You're getting the nice life. I wouldn't really. It would be cool to be a skeleton king, but then yet again, you're also just trapped underground everywhere. You get your skeletons, but nowhere to go. Mighty Miner, probably a better version of the miner. So I'm gonna say you get a nice life. Because if any miners come to you, like if they happen to encounter you while you're underground, they probably will be like, oh my god, like can I get an autograph? They probably worship you like a god. But the thing is that even though you get to love your hobby and do whatever you want, the mighty miner, I'm pretty sure, doesn't go above ground. So you are stuck doing what you're doing and not doing anything else. And you know what? Depending on what that hobby may be, that's a nice life. And if other people just so happen, like I love bowling, right? So let's just say I'm a bowler, not like the goblin bowler, but like the mighty bowler, right? That's what I would do. Um, and all I can do is just bowl the rest of my life. And if other bowlers walk in, they go like, "Wow, you're amazing. I want your autograph." That's a nice life. Um, yeah, Phoenix probably gets a decent life. You get to resurrect a trillion times, so you get to live your life over and over and over and over and over again. But you're still a phoenix, so not much you can do. Monk seems content. Monk probably had a nice life, right? The monk's probably like 110 years old. He mastered martial arts his entire life. That would be cool, knowing that I'm that old and yet I still have that stuff in me. I still have that kick. But I don't know. I don't know if the monk gets treated like royalty. He probably like meditated by like mountains or a forest his whole life, but he found inner peace. He seems like he found that inner peace. Little Prince is like life. You're a spoiled little brat. You have the most luxurious life. You are literally like one of those streamers, Jack Doherty. You are literally like him. You just get to sit behind your bodyguards, think you're the shit, and then that's it. You're a spoiled brat. You have the best life in all of Clash Royale. I don't care what anyone says. You just literally, you feed off the Archer Queen and King. You feed off of their riches and how much they love you, and you just take advantage of that. Now, obviously I don't want to really be a little prince because I don't want to be annoying, but to be in the life that the prince has, oh my god, yeah. Yeah, you get to be whatever you get to do whatever you want. Void spell garbage life. Goblin Demolisher, I mean you carry around dynamite everywhere and then your whole belt of dynamite can explode and kill you. Absolutely not. Goblin Machine probably has a nice life. Think about it, you get to walk around with this gigantic machine. Like you get to walk around this huge machine that you built And all the goblins are probably like amazed by how marvelous your creations are. You're probably well respected. You get to eat whatever you want, the Goblin Kingdom, Goblin World, or whatever. So it'd be a nice life. But again, you're still a goblin, so I don't know what they'd be feeding you, like pig feet and frog legs. No, you're just a bush. You're just a suspicious bush. Okay, you're Goblinstein. Keyword Goblinstein, not Goblinstein's monster. Similarly to the Goblin Machine, I mean, you're a tinkerer, you're right, you're a doctor, but people are probably scared of you because of the monster you created. Which, if you like that, that's cool, but I wouldn't like the fact that people are scared of what I built. So, it'd be a decent life. Rune Giant probably gets a nice life. Uh, Not as big as the Giant, so you don't have to worry about really like crushing people to death every time you walk. Um, but you probably don't get like a life of luxury. They give you your own quarters and stuff, and you get to help people, and build stuff. But you're probably, I don't know. You're just, I feel like you're just not treated like royalty. Berserker, well, Berserker, you're basically just on cocaine every day. Um, which, if you like that life, good for you. You just crash out on people and hit things to death. Decent life. Boss Bandit gets a nice life, right? There's like that little pyramid scheme. So it's like you have the Boss Bandit, you have the Bandit, and then you have the Rascals, right? So it probably works like that. Oh wait, sorry, nice life up here. You are the top tomato, right? But then yet again, you have people like Prince and Mega Knight looking for you and wanting to kill you or execute you, because you are just wanted for the rest of your life. You will go down as the greatest Robert as the greatest criminal in all of Clash Royale history and all the kingdom. But, do you really like that life? I mean, yeah, you're the boss, you're the top cheese, but big cheese. But I don't know. I wouldn't really want that. Like, yes, it'd be cool, but you're also like kind of an outcast. You can't show your face anywhere, right? Your name strikes fear in the hearts of many, but that's not a life of luxury. It's a nice life, but not a life of luxury. Spirit Empress, I think that's, I don't know, nice life. I don't really know much about the card. If you ride a dragon, which is cool, I don't know much about that card. Mind spell's not getting anything. Now you have the Tower Troops. The Tower Troops, I feel like definitely get a life of luxury. They get their own tower that they get to be in constantly. They probably get treated like royalty, right? They probably get invited to all the fancy dinners and stuff. And think about it, the princess is literally one of the tower troops. So if you were sharing the occupation or position of a princess, you were probably going to get treated just as good. Your coworker is a princess. She could probably back you up on everything. She probably treats you like her family. So that means that her parents, the queen and king, will treat you like their own. That's a pretty luxurious life. Um, so yeah, I mean you have to train and stuff like that, but you're in a kingdom. You gotta do more than just sit there all day. Do any of these heroes? Okay, do any of these evos change anything? Um, Give me 1 second. Uh, Hold on. Let's see. Nah, I don't think it would really change much. Um, Maybe skeleton army. If if you were the general in the skeleton army, you'd have a nice life because the other skeletons would look up to you. Um, but other than that I don't think any of the evos really change anything. Also, Evo Royal Ghost too. Um, you get to summon some buddies. It'd be a nice life. I mean you're still a ghost, but at least you have like your ghost buddies to hang out with. And you could just scare people. Um, Royal Hog Evolution. I mean, when pigs fly, I guess that would change something. That'd be cool. If I could be a Royal Hog that can also fly, I'd get to be a swine with wings and a helmet and just do whatever I want, eat whatever I want. That's a pretty luxurious life. That's better than regular Royal Hogs. Um, Lastly, heroes. I mean, heroes are technically just like superstar status. You know, Mini Pekka is still gonna get decent because you're still just a suit of armor that likes pancakes. But for all these other guys, for the Musketeer, Knight, and Giant, I mean, you saved the kingdom. You're an absolute hero. You're getting that luxurious life. I don't even care if I have to worry about the height disadvantage. I'm living that life of luxury. Royal Giant gets his life of luxury. They build him his own mansion. Build me a mansion. I just saved the kingdom. I'm a hero giant. Anyway, I think that's enough yapping for today. All these evos and other things are just not included because I use the same list. But yeah, all right, that's it. Um, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it would truly help me out a lot. And again, I'm trying to grow my channel. If you have any agreements or disagreements, or think I should do anything differently, or have any other ideas, please let me know in the thought. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.